FIFA or PC game, I literally have to put it down like this.
Hi guys, welcome to the Spark Gaming 365 podcast, the only podcast that's put together by pure wisdom, brain power, and a bit of pixie dust. With me is two absolute peasants and one complete and utter teapot.
Hello, I am the teapot, and the other is Elliot, who is the peasant.
Hello guys, I'm just drinking a good old cockburg.
I'm drinking ginger beer.
And I'm drinking Krabby's alcoholic ginger beer.
Strawberry lime cockburg.
Which is actually from Edinburgh.
Oh.
If you wanted to know that, we've kind of got a tiny bit of gaming news that I've just looked up over the period of time. Xbox Live on Xbox One and 360 are currently experiencing problems. For the first time, the issue has now been resolved according to Microsoft, but it wasn't the first service interruption of today. The issues have been heading throughout the couple of weeks into this weekend, so they finally managed to actually solve it. It's about fucking time. I mean, they get paid enough. Why can't they just go, there's a problem, fucking fix it? They have enough people on their bastard team.
Well, it must be very difficult. They must have like an entire network.
Yeah, if
they it's not. I imagine it's not solved easily then.
Yeah, but if they've got a network, they must know where it is. They've got. It's like this ransomware thing. It's took them 7 months to track a person down. It's absolute bollocks. and then they thought this ransomware guy was trying to steal data. All he was making was actual money because he was piss poor. How does that? You know what I mean? It defies the object. Get it? Anyway, going off track. Microsoft stats websites still limited, so you can only buy certain games at the moment because not all of them are back up and running. So that might be why we were having a problem sorting Twitch out earlier because that was being tempted.
Yeah.
Bitch.
I suppose that in other news, Destiny 2, the demo is going to come out in 2016. So, no, 2016? Oh, what the fuck?
2016? I was going to say.
2060?
It's going to come out on July the 16th, I should say.
Cool.
2018?
I've also got new DLC.
Wait, no, it's already gone past July.
Out.
I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, August the 16th.
2017.
There we go. Better. I've screwed up twice, and it's very late. We've drunk a lot, so give us a chance.
I've also know that Destiny 2 DLC could be coming out, and it could be as important as the main game. Activisionists say.
Well,
I've only just started playing Destiny. I can't really find the actual storyline of it because it's a bit all over the shop.
That was the original problem with Destiny. It didn't really have a solid storyline. It was kind of like with the place like the Fallen, blah blah blah. Who are the Fallen? The Hive. They're coming. Who's the Hive? The Vex are the most evil. Why are they evil? Where did the Vex come from? The Black Garden. What's the Black Garden? It's just never explained. It's just go in and shoot. And the only way to find out,
and I think it's absolute bull.
The only way to find out is to actually go onto the website and, read about it, which is stupid. Why it'd be quicker to explain it in the game instead of, making me forcibly go onto your bloody website to find out why.
Yeah, or actually having to search it up. Normal games like GTA 5, it had a storyline. As soon as you put the game into your console, it would start the game pretty much. It would load up, and then there you was. It tells you what you're meant to do, this, that, and the other, and it starts at letter A and finishes at Z. Then you can just free roam. That's what every game should be. So why is Destiny such an arsewipe to actually understand. It's like it's been put together by people that don't actually know what a computer game is.
Well, actually, funny enough, it was made by Bungie, the same people who made, you know, Halo. The classic Halos. So you can imagine the amount of embarrassment they had. It was really because the production was absolute terror. It was shifting from left to right. The team had no clue.
Didn't Bungie make Watch Dogs?
No, that's
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. But they had no clue what to do in terms of, like, you know, story.
No.
So they just didn't really know what to do. So they just kind of made stuff up, and production was rather hard because many people were fired from the production. Many people left the production.
Ahead of the Destiny 2 release, there is a Destiny colour book coming out.
Okay.
Just in case anybody wants to know, there is a colouring book coming out for kids, so you can colour it in. Final Fantasy 14 summer event begins next week. That would be cool. After server issues, another Final Fantasy 15. Why is it always fucking Final Fantasy? There's 15 of them now. I mean, for fuck's sake. Halo, there's 5 of them.
I mean, it kind of defeats...
5 Halos, eh?
Well, to be quite honest, when you talk about Halo as the last 2, they're not really Halo games. The Halo 4 and 5, I class them as just... what do you call it? Just Forerunner, because the whole point of a game, of a title, is that it must reflect something. Spider-Man, it reflects the superhero. The Dark Tower. It reflects the Dark Tower. That's going to come. Halo. It's supposed to reflect the ring. Halo. 4 and 5. There's no Halo at all. It just talks about a bloody planet that I couldn't give a shit about, and this race I couldn't give a shit about. That's why I hate 343. They had no bloody research into, you know, Halo. Why it was called that. It wasn't just because it was there.
Well, after server issues, another Final Fantasy 15 server has closed beta and has now been scheduled for next week. So that's fucked. So people now cannot play the XV multiplayer expansion pack until August 11th to 13th.
I suppose because we're a podcast.
Although I said next week, that's what it actually says on their
you know,
thing.
some people might get mad at us. We might as well talk about Overwatch news, because that's a big thing.
I haven't got a lot of that, so...
Summer games in Overwatch are back, so you can get the Zarya skin, the Lucio skin, and the Tracer, all the summer skins and the victory poses. So that's good, especially with Doomfist in this. So that'd be really good. But in my opinion, I don't think I couldn't really give a shit about the summer games because I've sort of gone off Overwatch. I've been playing better games. And yes, you heard me. I just prefer other games sometimes. I mean, when you first start Overwatch, it gets really addictive. But later on, when you get to a very high level, you think to yourself like, it's just a copy paste of the same thing. There's no proper storyline, and I wanted that for ages. Have a good storyline, but Jeff Kaplan, or Babyface as I call him, doesn't really do anything. I mean, look, if you type in Jeff Kaplan in Google. He literally looks like he has a baby's face. But anyhow, enough of me ranting. It's the summer games are back in Overwatch. They're gonna come back sometime this August. I don't know when the official. I don't know when the official date for it is, but be on the lookout for it.
I'll take that ghost if you don't mind, son.
So also on that, I've just skimming through the old internet. Nintendo Switch release date for Ico as Cure adventure game revealed. Should be revealed. Let me just have a quick squiz. It's coming this August. Apparently, it's going to contain. Well, it's going to be out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Oh, it's been out on them since May, but the release date for Nintendo Switch is, of course, August.
Come on, team, let's go.
Or November the 14th in North America. Don't know why they're different. Moving on from that.
Oh look, there's something about Overwatch.
Oh, yes. Nintendo Switch Online maintenance is coming next week. So sorry kiddies if from now, which is the 5th of August, next week you're not going to be able to play online.
So Splatoon and whatever.
Splatoon and all that, you're bollocks.
Go back. Go up. Blizzard has multiple new IPs, including, but we won't rush them out. So having just
rolled out a new IP in Overwatch last year, Blizzard isn't necessarily in a rush to push the next one out the door. Oh yes, good news guys, good news. Free update for Switch's Cave Story is out now and adds the classic graphics. Cave Story, if you don't actually know, is the best game of all time. I love it, and if I could, I would stream it to my heart's content. I've got it on every single computer, every single console, and everything. It is just, I love it. It's brilliant. So that's now available. It's a free update for Nintendo Switch of Cave Story Plus. It's by Nicalis, revealed on Twitter. It's also available in North America as a vintage cost of paint and retro inspired adventure game, which is what it is. The new patch includes classic graphics, option to Cave Story Plus, which snaps between the Switch's version remastered visuals and, well, the original classic graphics. So it is pretty groovy. Cave Story was first distributed onto PC in 2004, and it was also followed by Cave Story Plus, an enhanced version that was released on Steam in 2011. The game would subsequently come to various other platforms, including the Wii, 3DS. You can get it on PSP, you can get it on Xbox.
Pretty much any kind of console,
anything
really.
You can pretty much get it on. It's near enough free.
Yeah.
If you go on their tribute website, you can get it on there if you really can be bothered. If not, just buy it. It's only a couple of quid. Cave Story Plus is available in retail and in the Switch eShop for $30. Another Nicalis game is The End of Nye, which is also to arrive on Switch and PlayStation 4. Though it currently has no release date, but Steam users can already purchase that game for $15.
Oh.
So The End is Nigh. That sounds like a good game to me, because they really do good games. Anything else to add to that? Before we switch to our magical Mindtrap adventure.
No, I think that's it in terms of gaming news.
Cool. Alright, so let's start the game.
Right, so what I have with me is a board game called
Gotta jump on it.
Mindtrap. It's a puzzle game where you basically, you know, say just stuff and you have to figure out the mystery, you know, the murder mystery or why it was solved and whatever. So here's an example.
I reckon aliens. Just before anybody says anything, it's gonna be an alien.
Nah.
there somewhere.
Now you have to be clever for this game, but I've picked the easiest ones I could find. Okay, so here's the first one. Oh, ginger beer. Sam Slug was not a well-liked man. It would be safe to say that the majority of people who knew Sam passionately hated him. It was equally safe to say that Sam couldn't have cared less. "Happy 4th of July," murmured Sam as he jabbed the hook through the worm's eye and tossed it over the side of the boat. Not far away, an intoxicated Sid Shady was loading his rifle. Sid knew Sam Slug, and as far as Sid was concerned, he could be safely counted among the majority. Several minutes later, Sam Slug was dead. The cause of death was a bullet through the top of his head. Sam never knew Sid. In fact, he never even heard the shot. Although Detective Shadow eventually determined that the bullet came from Sid Shady's rifle, Sid was never charged. Why not?
Because it wasn't him.
No, it was him. The detective knew that the bullet came from his rifle, and it killed, you know, Sam. It killed, yeah, Sam. But why wasn't he charged with murder?
Is it because he's the officer?
No.
Okay.
Right, I've got to now destroy this
Aliens?
big ass spider.
No.
Scientists.
No.
Harry Potter.
How would Harry Potter come
I
into
don't know.
Come
I
on,
just
son.
thought I'd say it. Harry Potter. Harry Potter does everything.
Alright, right, I'm going to give you a clue. Not far away, an intoxicated Sid Shady was loading his rifle.
Goes under the influence of alcohol.
Huh?
It was Slim Shady.
It was. He killed Sam, but he never even heard the shot.
Well, it's because he was pissed.
That's it. That's the answer. Basically, not that Sid Shady minded the result, but Sam's death was an honest accident. Sam died by what is called the space bullet trauma. Sid Shady had fired several bolts into the air in his drunken celebration of the 4th of July, and one of the bullets resulted in a freak accident and landed smack dab in the middle of Sam's head.
Oh, that's disgusting. Wow. That is something.
Okay, so in this one, you have to actually look at the picture that's provided with the question.
Right, okay.
Okay, it was the same routine every Friday. "Hi Sam, how's business?" inquired Barney Dribble. "Dead," replied Sam. Barney thanked Sam as they each got on their bikes and rode away. It was the last time that anyone saw Barney alive. Shadow arrived on the scene to see This is the most funniest detective name I have ever heard. To see Detective Bumlinger giving orders. "Okay, Bumlinger, what have we got?" "It's obvious, Shadows," replied Bumlinger with disdain. "It's a hit and run. You see, car hits bike, bike falls down, and the biker's head smashes like a pumpkin. But to look for a car with a dent..." "Look, Bumlinger," replied Shadow wearily, "this should be obvious even to you. This was no hit and run. This was a case of premeditated murder." How was Barney murdered?
Right, so
You have to look at the picture for this one.
the picture shows someone in a long coat swiping up someone's blood.
That's
coming out of their head,
the detective.
along with a green background, grey road, I'd say, and a mangled bike behind the detective.
Bug ass aliens.
So I would probably say
Killed by your own tech.
it's the detective that killed him.
No.
Really?
No.
Was it accidental?
No, not accidental. It was a case of premeditated murder. Like, intent.
Premeditated. I wouldn't. I don't. I'm not.
Ha, done it.
I'll give you a clue. It's something on the body.
Something on the body.
Or something that's in his hands.
I don't know what's in his hand. Oh, he's got what looks to be an object of maybe like a bar.
Yeah, it's a bar.
I wouldn't know off the top of my head. It just looks like a bar.
So, anything else that you can add to it?
Not really.
So it's a bar, but is there more to it?
Well, yeah, there is more to it, but I wouldn't know.
Do you give up?
Yes.
Alright. Basically, Barney was killed by the ice cream peddler, Sam, who used a poisoned popsicle. See, he was holding a popsicle that was poisoned.
Right, and that killed him.
And actually, it does give a clue in the beginning, saying that, you know, Barney said hi, and Sam replied with dead. So, you could kind of tell that.
Replied with dead.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so.
Mission 6.
So, here's the next one. Alright. Okay. The year was 1483, and Sir Henry Wyatt, a noble court of King Richard III, had been accused of being active in the recent uprising against the king. "You aren't even worthy of being hanged, you ungrateful dog," screamed the enraged king. "I sentence you to die of starvation in the Tower of London. You can spend the last couple of weeks of your wretched life thinking about what you've done. If anyone should so much as dare to bring you a mouthful of food, I will have his hands chopped off." Sir Henry was confined to the low, narrow cell where he sat and awaited his inevitable fate. Miraculously, however, Sir Henry must have had 9 lives, for after several months he was still in reasonably good health. Since no man had visited or brought him any food, how could he have managed to stay alive?
Did he eat himself?
No.
Nobody's bought him food. He's gone and got food.
No, he can't. He's in a prison cell.
Yeah, but you can still get food.
No, basically his punishment was to starve to death. So, and if anybody brought him food, their hands would be chopped off. But for some strange reason, he stayed alive after several months. You can't stay alive for...
He drank loads of water.
That is a reasonable answer, but that's not it. No.
Magic.
No.
Don't know.
Sir Henry Wyatt was kept alive by a cat. As legends has it, a cat wandered into his cell and took a liking to him. On occasion, the cat would kill a pigeon and bring it to Wyatt, enabling him to stay alive. Eventually, when news of the miracle reached the king, he relented and ordered Wyatt to be released. So a cat kept him alive. He kept bringing him food from the prison bars.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
So we've got about 3 left.
Okay.
Alright, this one should be very, very incredibly easy for you. Let me clear my throat. Okay, Barney Dribble nervously looked out of the plane's window. They have very odd names in this game. To see the mountains looming in the distance. He closed his eyes and concentrated on the steady drone of the plane's propellers, which seemed to have a soothing effect. Just then he heard an unmistakable voice of his wife, Bertha. "Thought you could get away from Bertha, did ya?" The other passengers gasped as an obviously drunken Bertha Dribble began waving a handgun around. "Unless I get that briefcase now, nobody gets off this plane alive. Least of all a worm like you, Barney." Barney suddenly thought he lost command of his body. He felt himself get out of his seat and lunge for the door. In one swift motion of his seat, in one swift motion, Barney unlocked the latch, pushed the door open, and jumped. When Barney eventually hit the ground, he was miraculously alive. Since he didn't have a parachute now, how could he have survived? So basically, he's on a plane and
he's jumped out.
Yeah, how did he survive without a parachute?
And he's landed.
Yep.
No parachute.
Yeah.
Did he hit something soft?
No, he hit the concrete ground, yet he was still alive.
Did he hit loads of soft things on the way down?
No, this is very, very easy. Come on, it's so easy. I'll give you.
The plane was about this high off ground.
Close. You're getting close.
The plane was on the ground.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Wow.
The little prop plane was waiting to taxi and had not left the ground. So basically,
Wow.
Like I said, it was very easy. Okay, so this one is a bit complicated, but I think this is the hardest out of the bunch. I nearly said bunch. Okay.
Yeah, bunch.
Listen, Shadow. Sally's life is on the line. They aren't bluffing, stammered Chip Dawson. Is that Silicon Sally that? Silicon Sally that's running your office? Inquired Shadow. That was Sally, replied Chip. Ain't she something? Well, I can certainly see how she came by her nickname, said Shadow as he read the ransom note. Dawson, you'll pay us $1 million in 7 days, or your beloved Sally is a goner. We know everything about her. We'll be in touch. See, said an ashen-faced Chip Dawson. Sally's life is hanging on in thin air. I must have a couple of officers protecting her 24 hours a day. I count on her for everything. She basically runs my company. I wish I could help you, replied Shadow, but I'm afraid protecting Sally's life isn't my jurisdiction. I have to run along because the pet store was robbed last night, and that's a real priority. Why would Sally's life rank below a simple pet store robbery?
Pet store robbery.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay, so this is quite long and it is a bit stupid on how it's answered, but to make it easy, I'll give you a clue. Basically, Sally is not a real it's not a real person.
Sally's like the figure, isn't she? Of the company.
You're close.
So she's like the dog.
No.
Is she an animal or something?
No, it's something about the woman, but she's not a real person. She is a product of the company, but what kind of product? Again, it's one of those things where you have to look at it and see if the image gives any clues.
Spaceship.
Ah, so she's the bit on the side or something?
No.
What's the photo of the woman in the photo?
But basically, oh, ouch. Basically, you're close. She's a product of the company, but what kind of product is she? And in that image that I showed you, it's an obvious, thing.
Computer.
Yes, that's correct. Silicon Sally is a computer program. In recent years, gangs of cyber terrorists have extorted between $400 and $800 million around the world, with a customized office and management system costing as much as $125 million. Financial houses in both New York and London have paid ransoms rather than have their computers crashed. These orchestrated crashes are caused by information warfare devices such as high-emission radio frequency guns capable of blowing a devastating electronic storm throughout the system. So cool. It's quite stupid, but it is easy in a way. Okay.
It's easy, but very confusing.
Okay, here's the last one that's easy. Right. It's one of those images you have to look at. Right. It was Rome, Italy, that Sid Shady slipped the plastic bag over...
Is it him again?
Yeah.
The same
He's a very
guy again.
It's a very
He's
naughty
a naughty
person.
bastard.
Excuse me. Put the plastic bag over Sam Sham's head. He struggled violently but soon succumbed. Shady then dragged Sam's body out of the garage and shoved him into the car's front seat. He opened the car's windows and wrote a short suicide note and placed it on the dash. Shady started the car and then closed the garage door and wandered off to town. Hours later, Sam's body was discovered by the butler, who immediately called the Italian police. Detective Giuseppe examined the scene and declared that the poor fellow must have killed himself by carbon monoxide poisoning. Ah, too bad, said Giuseppe. The suicide note is in English. I can't read. You stupido, said the inspector, who took one look at the car and declared, this is an obvious case of murder. How did the inspector know How did the inspector know that Sam Sham didn't commit suicide? So this is one of the things you have to look at in the picture.
So Sam Sham. Right.
How did he know that, this wasn't a suicide?
Because his hand's out the window.
No.
It's in someone else's car?
No. Basically,
so it is Sam Sham that's dead.
Yeah. Basically, he was killed. Basically, the suicide note is supposed to say
Italian.
No. It was supposed to say he died of carbon monoxide poisoning. Do you know how that works?
Yeah.
It comes from the fumes of cars. But he knew immediately, the detective knew immediately that wasn't the case. He died because of murder. How could you tell? How could he tell that, he didn't die of carbon monoxide poisoning? It's in the picture.
Because the door's open.
No. You can still get killed by carbon monoxide poisoning as long as it enters through your lungs by, opening a window or whatever.
Car wasn't on.
Close. You're close. There's something to do with the car.
Car had no fuel?
Not quite the answer. I'll give you a clue. It's at the bottom of the car you're looking for. Like the bumper.
Car has no exhaust.
That's
the
correct.
Car has no exhaust.
That's correct. The car, which doesn't have any exhaust pipes, it's an electric guitar. It's an electric car, and it's unable to produce, poisonous gases.
Wow.
Now, there is more, but they are quite hard.
They are mega complex.
So I don't know if you want to go into it more.
No, I think we'll call it a bit early. I know we've only done about, 20-30 minutes of this podcast, but I think we'll call it a night. I'm absolutely pooped. I think everyone else is. So, thank you very much for listening. Hope to see you next time. We'll do another one in probably 1 or 2 weeks, and possibly try and stick to it.
Yeah, maybe.
We've now got a new Discord server, so you should be able to get that from our website if you really want to. There's links and all sorts on our website anyway, so if you want to apply to be in our podcast or whatever, it's there as well. So that's it from us lot. See you in the next podcast. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.